sun's actually out today, so we got to turn the lights on in here. Our next project is going to be building our entry closet doors. So I just need to get these planed down to a 1/2 inch thickness. And then we also happen to have a couple extra boards from the solar panel build, so I can use those so we can have the frames for around our door. So that'll also be good. I already got those planed, so every dimension on the outside is all exactly the same. But we do still need to router a little groove in them that these panels can kind of slide into once we actually build the whole frame together. So that is the agenda today. The goal is a 1/2 inch. Right now they're at 3/4. I'm gonna have to do every other board each pass, so I want them to be identical. So I think I'm gonna keep one on the ground though. I don't know, this might just be a little awkward to do, but that's okay. Our wide boards now are all the way planed down to our 1/2 inch. It's actually just a smidge skinnier than a 1/2 inch, so they'll slide into our 1/2 inch groove easy. But we did just double check for our door on the hardware for it. And so these all need to be about 1/4 inch narrower, because that's the total like thickness of the door that it's allowing for. So I need to actually get these planed down a little bit skinnier before we can continue. And then that way all of the planing can be done for today. So I have my 4 boards that are going to be the frames for our door. But we do need to know what's going to be like the bad side of these boards. because we want that to be the side that's going to be on the inside of the door towards the closet. And I also want to know which side's going to be the bad side, because this little bearing right here on the tip of the router, when you're routering it, it does sometimes make a little bit of an indent or a mark on your board. So I want that to be on the, again, bad side of the board every single time, just so that if there is that mark, it'll be on the inside of our door, inside of the closet, so you're not going to see it anyway. All of these boards look pretty good. Some of them have some good cracks in them, which is fine. So I'm just going to kind of go through them all and mark it with a pencil with an arrow just on the ends, just so I don't have to keep thinking about it. I can just look on the end and make sure I'm not either changing my mind what side's the bad side, what side's the good side. We can just be consistent. So I'm going to kind of pick two bad sides, one of the wider, one of the skinnier, and just mark both of those so that I can kind of know which way to orientate all of them. So now what I need to do is router. It's a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch bit. We are just going to make a single groove all the way down on the side that I deemed bad. Push it in. Put it to, nope, this way more. Okay. So I'm also making sure that I have my sides determined what's going to be the inside of the closet door, because if I don't get this perfectly centered and it is off a little bit, if I know which side of these boards is going to be the inside the whole way around the frame of the door, it's not going to matter if that panel is set back just a little bit more or set forward a little bit. So that's another reason why I kind of want to make sure that I'm being very consistent on all of these boards with where exactly on what edge I'm cutting. Wish me luck. I tried a little bit last year when Cody and I were both learning how to use the router, but I only did about 6 or 12 inches. So this is going to be my first go around using it. Hopefully it works okay. All right, so this work table was actually bumping me up a little bit higher. So that's unfortunate. I think it's still going to be okay. No, it's not. I'm on the wrong side. Shoot. Okay. We just need to do this different. You know, it's not that big of a deal. Cody messed up so much last winter when he was learning all of this, so I get to mess up too. You just gotta fix it, is all. Not a big deal. We'll fix it. This board has been routed all the way across. When I got to about the last 2-ish feet of the board though, the bit decided to fall out of my tool, which caused a very wavy line. But that is fine because this board is very twisty, so I think that's, you know, it's just how it is. So I did grab another 2x4 and I'm just gonna have to take time getting that planed and cut down to the other sides, to the sizes that the other boards are, and then we will just continue routering then. So back to planing. So I'm going to have the straightest looking edge out because that's the part I'm going to cut first. So I'm going to have it sit this way. And I'm going to get a straight edge cut just along here so that then I can flip it, use a guide, and cut the other side on the table saw so we have a flat board on both sides. Okay. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking. I don't want to mess this up at all. So it's not clamped down yet, but I'm going to clamp this down so that however far this gap is, this guide is going to be going against here. So I'm going to make sure that this blade is coming over somewhere on this edge where I'm not cutting into the table, but I am cutting off. Ideally, I think I want to cut off as little as possible. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. So now I should be able to move this guide onto here and then use the table saw to push up against this to get the other one. So you can kind of see, oh, it's a little tall, hold on. Okay. So you can kind of see this is about the widest part off that board that I just cut. This is, you know, one of the skinnier parts, so I just wanted to make sure that I cut at least that whole way, but I didn't want to cut off a lot. So the goal is to try to get something very similar with this next board as well. This one is a lot more wavier though, so hopefully we can find a good spot to cut. Not bad. Okay. So I had Cody send me all of the amounts and measurements that we need. So what we need to do now is we need to get 14 pieces that are 13¼ inches long. So that's what we need to cut those into now that we have a straight edge to go on our saw to cut against. Hopefully we did good. We're good. It's stressful. All right. Okay. It's getting a little wet because the greenhouse is raining on us today because it's 40 degrees, but there's our first panel. So we still have to cut this side straight, but I'm not going to do that until we have all of them because I'll kind of see what the ranging thicknesses are before I decide what to make that distance. So 1 out of 14. I've got my 14 boards. So now what I need to do is measure each of them and see about how wide of a board I can get. We're doing 2 doors, technically, 1 bifold, but 2 panel doors. So I want to make sure that however thick they are, they're the same for each door. So I kind of just want to go through, pile them, make sure I have 2 of every single size. And then that way I can also get a feel for how much it varies and see if I can get away with having it all just be the exact same width too. So we're just going to give them all a quick measure and pile them up and just kind of see where we're at. Here we go. Measure. Okay, 10.5, here we go. Last 6. And these are done, so these can get carried inside, ready to be installed as part of the door. I think that should be right where we want it, I'm hoping. hopefully this bit does not slip on me again. I tried tightening it as much as I could. But these are going to be the 4 real ones. I redid that one that I kind of did as my tester, so we have a brand new one ready to go. Yeah, so we just have to run this router 4 times and then cut them all to lengths, and we should be ready to assemble. I think that looks so good. Yay! $75.25. So there is still a little bit of a bow in this one, but it's not nearly as bad now that we've cut it shorter because most of the bow is in this section. So I'm just, hopefully that'll be okay and it won't mess us up. Dead on. There we go. So that is our 4 long pieces for the door. Now we just need the 4 pieces that are the top and the bottom of each one. And those, I think, are 13.5. Yep, 13.5 inches for those. So we need 4 of those. Well, that was scary. Okay. Looks good though. So 13.5, 27. Yeah. All right. I'm going to just make the decision to cut the rest of the 3 out of this one, and we will not use these ones. So 13.5. That edge is already cut, so we can just measure it up. And then let's do, I mean, it's kind of obvious what side's the back, 'cause this one does have that little crack in it. Ugh. Don't you hate it when your tape does this every single time? Back of door. There is one more thing that I have to do before we can officially take all the parts inside and start assembling this door together, and that is on all of these pieces that are going to be the top and the bottom frame of the door. We have to cut out some little notches right here so that, let's pretend this is the long one, so that it has a little piece that can slide into this groove now. So that's what we have to do on both sides of all 4 of these pieces. We're gonna set up the table saw so that this is a 1/2 inch away from the blade. That's going to cause our depth because it needs to be able to stick out a 1/2 inch because that's how big our groove is. And then the height of the blade is simply going to be the height of this little wall that we have so that it can just stay flush to the other board when it slides in there. So we are going to do our best. I am keeping this little piece because I'm going to do my test run on this just to see how center this groove is. If I can get away with having this set to the same height for both sides, this should go pretty quick. If I end up having to change the height per side, that's fine too, but I really hope it can just be the same. Yeah, so I'm just gonna test it out on this one first before I do it to my actual ones. We did have enough excess from the other boards that if I need to, I can cut more of these. I just don't want to have to do that. I just want this to work right away though. So tester piece, and then we'll do these 4. Alright, so it's not perfect. I just kind of went through that really fast since it's not the real deal. So I saw I did it on both sides. This little tiny bit right here, you can see that is how far off I am from that groove being cut centered. So I am going to have to adjust it per side. But before I do that, let's see, I need to remember, so it does go in here like this. Okay, there we go. So that's another good thing to note. And it's happy I'm doing a tester. You can see my groove is set way too far. So I need to change that also. Put it in there, it's at a good height. Okay, yeah. Good. So that'll be good. I don't want to put it in all the way. Yeah, I think that is going to work out just fine. So we are going to do that to all of these. It's going to take a little bit. groove. We have our notches on both ends, and it is finally time to go inside and assemble this door together. So we've got all of the pieces cut and brought inside. Cody laid them out on the floor to how we're gonna assemble them, and I think they look pretty nice. So the only thing we have left to do is we're going to sand some of the edges. So in between each of these pieces, we're gonna sand it so it's more of a rounded edge where they butt up. And then I think we're also gonna sand, but first the inside of the border, and then once it's all assembled, then we'll do the outside border of every door, because that way the corners will be sanded together nicely. These are just some scrap boards that we had. So we're playing around with the idea of leaving them flush with just a sharp edge to them, so that's what it kind of looked like. And then on the other side, we sanded them so it had a little bit of a softened edge, so they butted up like that. And I think we like that side better. So that's what we're gonna do with all of these panels that go on the inside. I'm assuming that either the light or the fan should be on. That is way too much glue, I can already tell.
Ah, put a bunch on there, it's fine.
That's a lot, Cody. It's all gonna get squeezed out. Okay. Make sure it's on the correct side. Oh, this is the one that's loose.
Well, then maybe we'll... Sandpaper.
What's the first thing she went? What are you talking about? Oh, this is
Snug.
snug. Only on this one, though. They're all just a little different. There. That's sitting nicely in there.
It just needs to be tight to hold it in the right
It
area.
doesn't sit nice in there.
What do you mean? There's a bump?
Yeah.
Then
This one's perfectly flush. This one's not. They're all slightly different.
why?
That one's perfectly flush. I already checked it. On both sides, it's good.
I flipped that piece over.
Well, then you're going to see the back of it. That's the problem. That's the back side. It's perfectly flush on that side. And there's a lip right here.
Okay, well then put it back and we'll just sand it to fix it later.
Yeah. I'm just going to have it in here enough just to have that kind of held, though.
Yeah, just keep it in the right spacing.
Well... Alright, clamp time, I think. Is there a little thing that you want to put, or are we going to be just like hoping it's fine? Perfect. That's not what I do. Gotta remember how to work the
Go
clamp
in, stay down.
fun! You wipe off the glue right away when it's still wet?
Yeah, the excess. Just do it with damp first and then the wet to
Okay.
really clean it up. Yeah, let's not.
Oh, we don't need wood glue on our fingers.
Right.
It'll get a little sanding when we're done with this anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to be perfect.
Do it.
Hey.
You the camera person now? Ha! Nice try. Okay. Test fit, take 2. I don't think I did anything to that. Holy smokes, that's tight. Alright, should be good. Okay. Make sure I have the correct size going in. Yeah. Make sure it's flush. Yeah, can you pick up that side, please? Yeah, there you go. Whoa.
Cardboard might be sticking in. You can use the clamp to fully pull it in place.
I know. I'm just trying to make sure I have it lined up to at least have it flush on the top, which it is. All right. Someone put the tripod on the clamp. It wasn't me. Well,
Do you want to hold it or do you want to slide them in?
I'm so nervous.
I'll hold
Okay. I hope it works.
it. Move that little shim out of the way.
Okay.
Back of door. You want me to flip it around for you?
No, that's fine. You can just leave it as it is. Because I'll just pick them up like this and slide them in.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Whoa, whoa.
it just gave way over there all of a sudden. Okay. Now we're moving out of the way. Woo. Oh, I need this still. Thank you. We're so close. Okay, ready?
This one gonna be good.
I don't know. This one, oh yeah.
So far, so good. Look at that. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, no, almost. Okay.
Yeah. Drop it in.
Did you get him? tight on your end?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is looking so nice.
Good.
Yay! Okay, and then this last one has a pretty good cup in it.
Good thing you don't have to go far.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that this is the one that we're doing. Because I don't think it's going to be super easy.
See, doesn't this part make woodworking worth it? You said you were hating it up until this
Oh my
point.
gosh, it has a big cup, but I can just push it down myself? What? Is that tight? I'm going to give it just a little, just to make sure it's...
Wow. Much better.
I was going to do another little bit.
Yeah, that's far plenty.
Well, just because since I can't see it, I'd rather put a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's good too.
Well, then you don't really want that much on there at all. Okay. There we go. Facing the right way. Back doors towards me. Get in there. Come on. There we go. Okay. That looks like it's flush on the top.
Yeah, looks good to me.
I think if you get that tightened right there, it'll help with this end as well. Because it needs, I can see a little gap right there. Ready?
As long as it doesn't explode.
Gosh. Oh, what do I do? I have to go this way, that's right. Ooh, it does not want to release. Take some pressure off of that first.
So far, so good.
Yeah. You really didn't move it much, did you?
I moved it probably over an eighth.
This
Oh,
side,
that didn't move at all.
This side didn't move at all.
So that glue over there held it straight. That's good.
Ready for the final reveal? From the front. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks good.
I think it looks good too.
This gap is a little bit big, but it's not bad.
This one has about the same size.
Looks good to me.
I like it. Okay.
Looks good.
Oh yeah, that's helping a ton.
Moment of truth on the second one. Let's see if it pops apart. This one got forced together a lot harder.
This one's a little bit more.
That's a good sign so far.
That one.
Did that side move? I didn't hear.
Yeah, this
I was
side
watching
moves.
this
I mean,
one.
look,
This
that
one-
one's already almost completely out, and so is that one.
So we are gonna have to add a brace on the back.
Yeah. Doesn't look too bad.
So those are going to be the closet doors. We still need to sand the corners on the outside, and we need to put the hinges in between. And the panels are coming out a little bit because the one board is warped. So I think what we're going to do in the future is we're going to clamp that back tight in the middle to get it to the correct width. And then we're going to add a brace on the back side. But that will be in a later date when we get this closet all framed up and enclosed.
I think they turned out really good, though.